Good morning, book lovers of the internet. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber and I also read a page from a book of my choice. So in today's video, I am going to be reviewing a children's book, one which I look forward to the new publication, the new book in the series every year, and I'll probably continue to read the series until I'm old or for as long as the author keeps publishing books within it. So the book is called No Brainer by Jeff Kinney from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, and it is the 18th book in the series. It's crazy to me how the series has basically been going on for as long as I've been alive, and this has the usual 217 pages. I love how Kinney is always so consistent with the page count because it's meant to be the same sort of diary from the same sort of stationery, I suppose, and I rated this one 4 stars. So, my first impression was that it doesn't seem to me that Greg is the wimpy kid anymore, which might come across as quite ironic, but here is why. The title belongs to the people in the neighborhood he's from, as well as the ones he is surrounded by. Um, Actually, in my opinion, Greg seems to be making quite a lot of decent points, and he's quite a logical person, which isn't something I usually get from Greg's personality, but perhaps he is maturing despite being the same age for all these years. Um, to be honest, though, I'm not quite certain as to how much of a reliable narrator Greg truly is, but the way he describes others and the trouble and chaos they cause certainly makes it seem as though there's not a shred of intellect for Miles. And the way the people behave where he is from is absolutely diabolical, chaotic, rude, even. Um, Aggressive, just arrogant would be a good word to describe the people. That being said, I enjoyed this one as it had the classic Diary of a Wimpy Kid feel to it, one which I haven't seen for quite a couple of books now. And I am a firm believer that this series is always ahead of its time, and in this one, Kinney is trying to predict how jobs might be taken over by AI eventually, and how humans will no longer be required in the workforce, as well as how censorship and to an extent even cancel culture works when it comes to library books and parents, which is quite a good analogy when you come to think of it, and he's trying to um, I suppose, subtly tell parents that what they're doing is wrong from a kid's point of view, which is brilliant. Um, I realized that the few pages Greg's mother is mentioned for, Susan Heffley, she is the total idiot she generally is, and she always gets on my nerves because she is so irrational, and she even spent a lot of money on something which didn't even matter much to Greg, just for petty reasons, and she basically made her child suffer through having to be an adult for one day just because she had some beef with another character. Um, and Roderick and Manny didn't make an appearance in this one at all, and neither did the father figure. Actually, he wasn't in here quite a lot. Frank, I like to read about him because he can be quite an interesting character. He is also a wimpy guy. I mean, that's perhaps where his kids get it from, but he's an interesting character. At least he's better than Susan. That's one thing I can say with certainty. This one mostly focuses on how short of brain cells Greg and his acquaintances are, and how they couldn't put in some work to keep their school open. As I mentioned earlier, how irresponsible they are. And basically, they're counting on the school closing because they basically don't care for their education. And having said this, this might not actually be the entirety of the fault might not be entirely their own. And the way the book is titled, No Brainer, is perfect for the way the story moves along. And I'd say the principal is mostly to blame, however, since he let so many companies take advantage of him for money, to put their advertisements in there, and how this hindered his students' education. So I'm not sure whether it's because I'm growing up or because the author seems to use increasingly shocking elements in his books, but this series has now become a cesspool of irresponsible adults who are rubbing off the wrong way on children, or rather, more dauntingly perhaps, the following generation, which will influence the future of the country even. And I think of this as disgusting to say the least. It was lovely to see Greg catch a bit of a break when he found himself in a relationship for a few days, I suppose. Um, this didn't last long because his girlfriend didn't want to be in a long distance relationship, and I think Greg wouldn't have been able to pull it off either. This volume just goes to show that you're never wrong, you're just in the wrong context, which I'm not sure is such a great message to convey to begin with. So it is only when Greg finds himself in a different neighborhood that he manages to find some success with his life because of how um, stupider the people are than in his own neighborhood. So by comparison, he's better than all of them. And yeah, I don't think that's the correct message to tell your kids. I think that they should strive to be the best they can in any context and face challenges like um, regular people would, you know. They have to deal with their own problems in order to grow up, mature, and develop. But this isn't the case with the way the story is narrated in Volume 18 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So, if you agree with me, um, or don't, I suppose, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe you've read this book, enjoyed it as well, have something to add which I forgot to mention. And as usual, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my live streams and my shorts as well, and my other videos, and anything you can do to help this channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas time. Thank you for watching, and as usual, I hope to see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye, guys.